This is the story of a man who witnesses a psycho killer murdering a girl. Now the killer is after the eyewitness's life, and the man must figure out how to survive. This story begins with the hero, a man named Shang, who is at a party celebrating with his friends because he has just bought a new flat. Shang lives a happy life with his wife and daughter. He calls his wife and tells her that he's at a party with his friends and will be home late. He tells her and their baby to go to sleep and that he has another key to get in. Saying this, he returns to the party. He drinks a lot and then returns home in his car. On his way, a black car pulls up to a gas station, and a man from inside the car gives the owner money to fill it with petrol. A strange noise is heard coming from the trunk of the car, and the gas station owner suspects that something is wrong. The man quickly increases the music volume, which stops the owner from paying much attention to him. But inside that trunk, a girl is tied up. The car driver is a psycho killer. He fills the car with petrol, takes it towards a jungle, stops at a remote place, and starts digging a pit where he is going to bury the girl. The girl also hears the sound of the digging, and she frantically tries to open her hands. After a little effort, she gets them free. When the killer opens the trunk, the girl punches him in the face and runs away. The psycho chases after her in a rage. While running, the girl comes out of the jungle and sees a big apartment building. Because she knows she can't face the psycho alone, she runs very fast towards this apartment, hoping that maybe someone there can help her. The killer continues to chase her. The poor girl shouts for help as she runs. And in this very apartment, our hero Shang lives. He is walking home, drunk, and he can't hear anything clearly. In the apartment elevator, a woman starts shouting at Shang. Shang tells her, "Lady, don't be afraid. I live on the 6th floor. We have recently shifted here." The woman calms down and asks if he heard someone outside. Shang says no. The woman then gets off on the 4th floor. Now Shang gets off on the 6th floor and reaches his apartment. His wife and daughter are in a deep sleep. He starts drinking there. Then, he hears a girl's voice. He looks from his balcony and sees that the girl has entered the apartment complex, but the psycho has already reached her. He attacks the girl with a hammer. Seeing this scene from above, Shang freezes in shock. The psycho also feels that someone is watching him, so he looks up at the apartment building. Shang tries to call the police. Just then, his wife turns on the light and asks him when he came home. Shang's heart stops. He says, "Why did you turn on the light?" He runs and turns off the light. But now, the psycho has seen that a light was on in one of the apartments, and now it is off. Shang asks his wife to go back to sleep, and in the dark, he peeks out again. The psycho is still staring up at the apartment building. He doesn't know which apartment's light was on, but he gestures up at the building, a clear threat that he will kill whoever saw him. A few seconds later, the killer leaves. Shang starts shivering because he knows that the killer was threatening him. But what is this? The killer is not leaving the area. He is coming inside the apartment building. He is going to come to my house. Thinking this, Shang gets ready to attack him with a baseball bat. He grabs the bat and sits near the door. He starts having nightmares, imagining the killer breaking down the door and killing him. Down below, the girl is not dead, she is still alive. She dials the police number, but in the meantime, the psycho hits her again with a hammer and kills her for good. The next morning, Shang looks down from the balcony. His wife comes and looks too, and gets scared. Everyone in the apartment is scared, wondering how this could have happened. But the most scared one is our hero, Shang, who saw the killer, and the killer gestured that he would kill him. The psycho is now on his mind. Still, he has to go to the office. He sees some letters and newspapers in his mailbox. Then a boy pushes him and steals his letters. Shang gets scared. The security guard tells him that the boy lives on the 4th floor. His name is Chola. He is mentally unstable, and that's why he does such things. Shang goes back to the crime scene and looks up at his flat, just like the killer did. But the killer is also there and is taking a picture of Shang. He is watching his every move. For the investigation of this case, a detective named Jayub is called. He is surprised that a murder could happen in front of such a big apartment building. He thinks that someone must have seen the murder. His assistant Song says that the murder happened at night and everyone was sleeping. Jayub asks him to investigate. There are CCTV cameras everywhere, but the one spot where the murder happened doesn't have a camera. Jayub and Song ask all the residents if anyone saw anyone killing anyone. Only one little girl says that she heard a girl's voice at 2 a.m., but her mom turned off the lights and made her go to sleep. Until Shang opens his mouth, Jayub won't get any clues. Shang is shivering with fear 24 hours a day. He decides to send an anonymous email to the police department. He types, "I saw the murder from my balcony," but then he deletes it because he doesn't want to give his flat number. Then he writes, "I saw the murder from my apartment." But he deletes that too. Then he writes, "I saw the murder, but I won't reveal my identity." He types this and then looks at his family photo. He thinks that if something happens to his wife or daughter, what will he do? In this dilemma, he doesn't send the email. Here, Jayub sees the forest near the apartment and finds a car tire track on the way. The girl from the apartment heard the sound at 2 in the night. The killer must have brought her here at 2, but the girl's phone dialed the police at 4 in the morning. Jayob explains that the killer must have attacked the victim at 2, but she didn't die. Maybe she just fainted. At 4, she regained consciousness and tried to call the police. After that, the killer killed her again, and this time the girl died. This news also comes on TV. Shang's wife, Sojin, is very scared that such a dangerous killer is on the loose. Shang's fear increases. Then a call comes on Sojin's phone. She answers, but there is no sound. She hangs up. Then she tells Shang that since the time this murder happened, she has been getting such calls. Shang starts sweating. Meanwhile, his dog gets lost. They both look for him everywhere, but he is nowhere to be found. The killer is observing all his activities, which means he has also kidnapped his dog. Here, Jayob checks the CCTV footage inside the elevator. It turns out that at 2 in the night when the murder happened, Shang and the woman from the 4th floor were in the lift. Jayob goes to that woman's house, but no one opens the door. Thinking that maybe she has gone out, Jayob goes to Shang's house. Sojin tells him that Shang has gone to the office. Jayob asks when her husband came home on the night of the murder. She tells him that he had a party with his friends and came home very late after drinking. Jayob asks, was he behaving normally that night? By the way, were you awake at that time? Sojin says that she heard Shang's scream, so she turned on the light. She says Shang was standing on the balcony and started scolding her, asking why she turned on the light. Saying this, he immediately turned off the light. Jayob asks if he told her why. Sojin says that he often behaves weirdly when he is drunk, so he must have just said it. Jayob says okay and leaves. However, now he suspects that Shang must have seen the murder. Now Shang is on his way somewhere, and a man wearing a helmet follows him on a bike. Shang gets a little nervous, although he cannot see the face of the man. Then Jayob stops him. He says, I got to know from your wife that you came home at 2 o'clock on the night of the murder. Did you hear the voice of that victim? Did you see the killer? Shang wants to tell him, but the man on the bike is standing at a distance, and it seems that he is staring at Shang. Just then, Jayob's assistant, Song, calls him and says that the victim's boyfriend was with her 2 hours before she died, and that they suspect he is the killer. He says, we are chasing him, you come immediately. Jayob then leaves. Now Jayob's team is chasing the victim's boyfriend. He is hiding at one place. Then he gets a call from the victim. After seeing the call from the dead girl, he gets scared and attends the call. And then the psycho killer comes up behind him and kills the boyfriend. In the next day's news, it is said that the victim was killed by her boyfriend. But yesterday, that boyfriend also committed suicide. Here, Jayob and his team go to the house of the victim's dead boyfriend. There are pictures of the victim everywhere, and the weapon of murder. Legally, this case has been solved. But Jayob doesn't want to believe that this case can be solved so easily. He thinks, if the boyfriend is the killer, then why did he keep the weapon of murder in his house? He should have hidden it. It means that he is not the killer, but someone else is the killer. And now he wants to trap the girl's boyfriend. Here, Shang sees the picture of the boyfriend on the internet. He thinks, if he is the killer and he is dead, then I don't need to be scared. But Shang knows that he is not the killer. Then, the doorbell rings, and Shang gets scared and goes to the door. He sees the woman from the 4th floor who is in the lift with him. She says that the police have caught the wrong person. He asks, what are you saying? She says, don't act smart. I saw the killer killing that night, and I know that you have also seen him. Anonymous calls are coming on my phone, and no one talks on the call. Let's tell the police now. It will be good for us. But Shang says, I didn't see anything. He pushes the woman out and locks the door. She gets tensed and gets in the lift. A man comes in. She understands that he is the psycho killer, but she gets down to her floor without any reaction. Then she looks from the side to see that he is not coming after her, but the psycho is going straight down. The woman opens the lock of her house when suddenly the psycho comes and kills her. Here, Shang feels bad that he misbehaved with the woman on the 4th floor. He goes to her house, but the door is open. Shang peeps inside and sees the psycho kill the woman and pull her inside, then clean the blood on the floor. This poor guy is already scared, and now seeing this, his fear rises to the 7th sky. He decides that just as he had ignored the first murder, he will also ignore this one. Thinking this, he is about to leave when suddenly his wife, Sojin, calls and asks if he is coming home. He cuts the call, but the psycho has already heard the ringtone. Shang runs from there like a storm, and the psycho chases him. Shang's phone falls down, but he runs faster and goes straight to the security room to call the police. But his wife and daughter are seen there, and the killer has also come close. So he puts the receiver down and calls his wife and daughter to him. The killer sees all this, and then Jayob comes there. He shows the victim's boyfriend's photo to Shang and asks, according to the evidence, he is the killer. But I don't believe it. Is he the killer you saw that night? This time also, the killer is watching Shang from behind. Shang wants to save himself and his family. That's why he shouts, You have caught the real killer. Then why are you bothering me again and again? Go away from here. Hearing this, the killer feels that he is not in danger from Shang, and he leaves. Now Jayob is surprised that why he is shouting so much. Then he leaves without saying anything. But Shang's daughter gets scared. Shang calms her down. Then his missing dog also comes back. That means the psycho has let him go. Now, is this psycho a good man or bad? Shang is satisfied that the psycho has believed him, and now his family is not in danger. Days pass like this. One day, the husband of the woman from the 4th floor sticks a notice in the lift that his wife is missing. Shang knows that she is not missing, she is dead. But as long as he doesn't open his mouth, he will be safe. Thinking this, Shang doesn't say anything. But here, Jayob is also not sitting peacefully. He somehow wants to catch the real killer and get him punished. He checks the CCTV footage of the traffic signals again and again. Then Jayob thinks that the killer is very smart. That's why he won't use his car and won't get any rent. That means he must have stolen a car. Now Jayob has to find out whether he stole a car before the murder or not. He finds out that a black car was stolen, and Jayob tracks that car in the footage, and its number is also detected at one place. Now Jayob sees that the car is standing in a deserted place in a burnt state. He searches the car, and here the killer has made a mistake. Actually, the killer did not see that a GPS device was also fixed in the car. It also has a memory card. If the data is recovered, then he will know the location of the car. There is also a house between the locations, which is probably the house of the killer. Now Jayob and Song wait a little away from that house. And then the psycho comes there and scans everywhere with his eyes. When he believes that no one is watching him, then he goes inside. Here, Jayob believes that he is the killer. But without evidence or a witness, he cannot arrest him. Now Jayob meets Shang in a restaurant and shows him the photo of the psycho and says that this is the real killer, and I know that you have seen him, but without a witness, I cannot arrest him. There are 3 witnesses of this killer. One is you. The second is the woman on the 4th floor, and the third is the boy on the 4th floor, Chola, whose mental condition is not good. That woman is missing, but I am sure that the psycho must have killed her, and I cannot make Chola a witness because his mental condition is not good. I have only you left. Only you can be a valid witness. Please help me. But Shang says that he doesn't know anything. After saying this, he meets Chola, and to save him from the psycho, he says that the police will show you a man's photo and will ask whether you have seen him or not. I know that you have seen him, but you tell the police that you have not seen him. Chola innocently asks that when I have seen him, then why will I say that I have not seen him? I will not lie. Now Shang scolds him that if you tell the truth, then you will be killed. Chola says that I am still seeing that man. He is standing right behind you. After hearing this, Shang's life is taken, and he quickly goes to attack the psycho. But it's not the psycho, it's Jayob's assistant. Now Jayob holds Shang and says that this was a test, kid. Now we know that you have definitely seen the psycho killer. We have also found out his house. Be a witness. We will catch the killer. Now Shang shouts that he did not see. Then they turn around and see that Chola is missing. Shang and Jayob start looking for him. Then Chola is lying in a place badly injured. They take him to the hospital. Now Shang tells Jayob that the woman on the 4th floor is not missing. The psycho killed her. After saying this, he cries a lot. Jayob understands that Shang knows the killer, but if he tells the truth, then the psycho will kill him. With this fear, he is not ready to be a witness. At home, Shang's wife asks him why he is always worried, and why he doesn't say clearly what is the matter. Shang tells her everything clearly. Shang does not want anyone to die because of the psycho, but he also wants to save his family. His wife says that Jayob is saying that if you become a witness, then the killer will be caught. Why are you afraid? Don't be afraid. Nothing will happen. You go to the police. Now Shang decides that he is ready to be a witness. He goes to the police station and gives his statement that the man in the photo killed her at 2 a.m. In fact, he killed her with a hammer. I saw all this from my balcony. Now Jayob goes to the psycho's house. He is at home, and he is sitting with a lot of courage. He has kept a scent can in the oven. As soon as it gets hot, the can melts, and there is a blast. The police get injured. Actually, the psycho had planned everything, and he runs away from home. Jayob returns to the station empty-handed. Shang asks if he was caught. Jayob says no, he escaped. Now Shang gets so angry that he holds Jayob's collar and says, I gave a statement against him, and you say he escaped. He killed an eyewitness, but I have given a statement against him. Now think what will happen to me. What will happen to my family? Saying this, Shang leaves in a taxi. On the way, a car has been following the taxi for a long time. Shang gets scared that it might be the psycho's car. That's why he turns the steering wheel. The driver shouts, "What are you doing?" Shang says, "Sorry, I was just turning." The driver scolds him in anger that if he turns the steering wheel again, he will break his head. Now no car follows them. and Shang breathes a sigh of relief. But then a car comes from the opposite side on a narrow road, which is one way, and that too very fast. The driver gets scared and starts reversing, but in the meantime, the car crashes. Shang and the driver are injured. Then the psycho takes a hammer and goes towards the taxi. Shang tries to escape, but gets caught by the psycho. But Shang sees that he is not the psycho, but the husband of the fourth-floor woman. Shang asks, "Why are you hitting me?" He says that a man has kidnapped my wife and he told me to kill you, then only he will leave my wife. But at the last moment, Jayob comes there and shoots that man. Shang says, "Don't do anything, he is innocent, he has been threatened by the psycho." Now Shang tells that man that the psycho killed your wife. "I have seen it with my own eyes, but I couldn't do anything out of fear." Here, Sojin is alone at home. When the calling bell rings, she looks at the monitor that only someone's shoulder is visible. She asks, "Who are you?" He says, "I am a police officer. I have come for your security." Sojin opens the door, and he is really a police officer. He says that this bag was in front of your door. He gives the bag, which is filled with blood. There is the severed head of his dog inside. Sojin and the officer both scream, and that's when the psycho comes and kills the officer. Meanwhile, Sojin closes the door, but the psycho tries to come inside. Sojin locks her daughter in the cupboard and tells her to stay here until her mother returns. She puts a table on the door and blocks the way, but the psycho pushes the table, and Sojin hits him on the head. Now the psycho gets angry. Sojin gets down the stairs with her daughter. The psycho catches him and is about to hit him on the head, but he stops. Actually, only 3 people had seen him, but now many people are watching him. Who all will he kill? That's why he runs to the forest. Meanwhile, Shang comes and sees that Sojin and his daughter are safe. He breathes a sigh of relief, but now he doesn't want to leave the psycho alive. He goes inside the forest and fights the psycho. In the rain, the psycho attacks him and they fight a lot. Then Shang catches the psycho and beats him badly. That's when a lot of water starts coming there and both of them drown in the water. The next day, Shang is stuck in the mud. He sees that the psycho is badly injured and he is slowly dying. Shang picks up a stone and goes to kill him, but then he throws the stone aside and says that he doesn't want to kill in front of his house. Shang goes away saying this. I don't know if the psycho is dead or not, but the hero wants to live in peace. That's why he shifts away from that place to another apartment with his family. His life is filled with happiness like before. One day he goes to his old society and stays at the place where that girl was killed. He stands there and shouts. He shouts for help, but no one looks outside. Now it is understood that that night many people must have heard the voice of that girl and may have seen the killer. But no one wants to take a turn. That's why everyone must be acting to sleep. When someone else is worried, then we feel that this is not my problem, then why should I help him? But when the problem comes to himself or his family, then we feel that it would have been nice if someone helped us. But humans are like this. And with this message, this movie ends here.